Hello my dear friends, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. Let's talk today again about taxes. Taxes from the perspective of a person working for somebody. Say you are an employee of a company and it's a more common than not circumstance when you're working in a company, you're getting paid in cash, not in cash, doesn't really matter what actually the form of remuneration is, but you know that you are paid without taxes being deducted. And many people are asking us, what will happen if visa officers inquire about your taxes? What will happen when visa officers understand and find out that taxes were not paid? Let us deal from the beginning here. Yes, indeed, visa officers can request information from the local tax agency in your home country, in the country where you were working or are still working. Yes, indeed, this information may reflect the fact that taxes were not paid. But at the same time, we have to understand very carefully that the fact alone that taxes were not paid does not constitute one simple thing that you were not working in the company. And I mean it very seriously here, that the fact that officers again understand that taxes were not paid is not a reason for a case to be refused. In practice, though, it's quite different. In practice, though, many people make mistakes, and we will be talking about these mistakes in a second. But the point here is the following, and that's what I want you to understand. That visa officer, whoever is working on your file, has to understand explicitly whether or not you were performing these job duties, whether or not you were working, whether or not it was a paid position, full or part-time, whether or not this position reflects to what you're stating about yourself, naming your NOC code. It has absolutely nothing to do with taxes in your home country. There is no reason to be afraid or scared of. Even if officers find out that taxes were not paid. It's not you typically who pay taxes, it's your company. So you may not be aware that taxes were not deducted or not paid on behalf of you. And B, again, look into the root, deep into the cause of the problem, right? So the fact alone that taxes were not paid, and I'm talking here from the practice where officers were addressing these questions to my clients, like, wait a second. Yes, taxes were not paid, but does it really mean that you, dear officer, can conclude from this point alone that the person was not working? Because if references are in order, if all the papers are in order, if a person's face is on, I'm not sure, like on the company's website, if there is information consistent on LinkedIn, if there are multiple ways to verify that this work experience is legitimate and it's been done, this work has been performed, there is absolutely no reason that officers will deny your case, refuse your case, and there's absolutely no reason for you not to go to federal court if this actually happens to you, if your case was rejected. So bottom line is, instead of addressing the question of officers, right, and following up to the conclusion where, well, taxes not paid equals to the fact that you were not working, it's not right? Contrary to it, you have to make sure that you address the question in the core, right? Does the fact constitute that I was not working, right? How else I can prove that I was performing these duties? If I can do this, if I can show this, even if I was working in a family company, right? It doesn't really matter. If I can demonstrate and establish explicitly that I was performing these job duties, I am absolutely fine. Despite the fact that officers may believe otherwise, despite the fact that they may refuse your application, there is a way to go to court and we'll be able to protect you in there if needed. We have multiple examples from different countries in the world where we were dealing with officers, and you know what? Surprisingly enough, once we started communication with them, in most of the cases, everything went smoothly, even without the refusal. So it went back and forth. Officers were calling my clients for an interview, but bottom line, nothing. At the end of the day, the case is quietly approved. If you want to make sure and understand what to do in your particular circumstances, if you want to address procedural fairness letter or want to prepare yourself in case of such questions, drop us a line. send us an email. We'll sit together and discuss your particular circumstances. What could be done if questions are asked, how to address them, what is the plan B, what kind of documents we have on the table, and how to prepare those documents and strategize your case so that when officers ask, and if they ask, you will be prepared to give an answer right away, and this answer will be 10 out of 10 in order to make sure that this will not jeopardize your chances for immigration to Canada. Questions and concerns, as always, feel free to drop us a line, send us an email, and of course subscribe for the channel.